Hey guys, Morgan's Maintenance. Today's tour review is going to be a new screwdriver from Vessel, a new electric screwdriver. Model number on this one is 220 USB-P5U. It is another 3 adjustable speed version. This is essentially the same exact screwdriver as the one I picked up off Amazon Japan. This one's the USB P1, the 220 USB P1. And it's the same exact screwdriver, it's just the US version. So all the features are exactly the same. In fact, the only visual difference between the two of them, if you stick them side by side, is the Japan version has a red forward and reverse, and the USA has a blue forward and reverse. Other than that, they look exactly the same, 100% all the way around. So I'm not going to go in great detail about how you would use these and all kinds of things like that. In fact, I just had a watch me work video changing out lights and stuff where I used this screwdriver almost pretty much that whole day. So you can check out that video. You'll see all the same things in that video as far as what it will do in this video. I'll show it to you in a little bit, but the main reason for this video is I want to explain to you the differences between the Japan version and the US version, because you might still want to buy the Japan version, in my opinion, as we go through this video, and you'll see why. So features wise, it's pretty much exactly the same. This one does come with 5 bits. It comes with 2 Phillips number 2s, a Phillips number 3, a slotted number 6, and then also a square number 2 or a Robertson number 2. And I think they say by 90. I'm assuming that's 90 millimeters in length. So again, other than the bits that come with it, the different color forward and reverse, all those things, it still is charged by USB Type-C. That's a feature that's on both of them. It has those 3 modes. You have slow, medium, and high. So you have 280 RPMs, 340, and 400. And then the torque also increases with the speed. So that's the thing I liked about this one, was I had an option to kind of have adjustment, because they also have those high speed and then also the high torque versions, but you don't get to kind of pick. And I like how this one, pretty much I always use this high setting. That 400 is a speed that I like, and then the fact that I have the most torque, that's going to work out well also. So you just switch between modes. In case you haven't seen the other video, there's this button right here. If I press and hold that down, I'm going to get a slow flash. That's that low speed, that's that bottom number. And then if I press and hold it again, you're going to see this green light flashes faster. That's that medium speed, so that's that 340, 14.2. And then if I press and hold it again, I'm going to have that solid light green, and that's that fastest speed, 400, and then also the 17.7 foot-pounds as well. So again, works exactly the same. The Amazon Japan, or the Vessel Japan version, works exactly in the same way. I'll go ahead and show you all this other stuff on the box too. I'll just kind of scroll through it so you can pause and do things like that if you want to. Again, the thing that I like the most about this screwdriver is the size of it, because if you compare it to something like, here's a Vessel Tang Through, I've always said it's just like using a regular screwdriver, because even if if you don't have enough torque or your batteries are dead or whatever else, I feel like I'm using a Vessel ball handle screwdriver whenever I use this. That's the main thing that I like about it. That's what keeps me using it. So again, what are the differences between the two? Well, again, the Japan version is going to be made for Japan bits. So it came with one. I couldn't find that one. I know I still have it somewhere, but I couldn't find it. It's like a yellow shaft. But here's one right here. So basically the section from where it locks into that bearing up is a lot bigger than that of the USA version. So I think this is 13 millimeter or something like that, if I remember right. I don't have an idea of what this is, but whenever I put in this Japan style bit into, again, the red forward and reverse is the Japan Vessel, it locks in. Not a lot of play right there, but if I swap over to an American one or USA one, look at how much bit play I have, which doesn't really affect it, because usually when you're using the screwdriver, you're pressing in on it anyways, but it can get annoying for a lot of people out there. Of course, I came up with a fix for that. I just cut myself a little spacer. I've got a video for that as well. You can just take and drop that inside of there, and if you let that go down in there, then you take the USA bit, whether it's, again, a bit holder is what I normally use, but you can take this bit here, slide it in there, and now all that play is now gone. So with this screwdriver, and you can get this now on Amazon US for $40. So whenever I bought it off Amazon Japan, I had to pay a lot of shipping and all those things. So right now you can pick up this one for 40 bucks, but you can also use it if you make yourself a spacer with the USA style bits, but you can still take that spacer out like right there, and then go back to a Japan bit if that's what you want to do. I don't typically use these, so I don't really care about that. So that's why I went ahead and bought the Amazon US, was because, again, I wanted 2 of these. I decided I was going to get the US just to see if there was a difference, more so for you all in case you were in between wanting to buy one. And I thought I was going to get away with not having to use a spacer. Now, it will not take the Japan bits. So this is the blue handle, or the blue forward and reverse. So this is the US version. It won't take these. They won't go in deep enough to lock in place. But I want you to look at the US bits. So again, here's this one. I'm going to slide that in there. Look how much play that I have with that one right there. So to me, that's as much play. It might be slightly less than that of if I was to just take and stick that in the Japan version without the spacer in it. But then now if I take my spacer and drop that down inside of there, it won't lock into place because it's just enough slop, or not tight enough, that I get too much play with this, but it's close enough that I can't use that spacer that I've already made myself in order to make it to where I don't have any kind of play in here. So this one cost me $85. I got it on House of Tools. I'm not sure if it's going to be available anywhere else, and maybe it will be cheaper when it's available everywhere else. I think on Vessel's website it's in the $70 range, and then you got to pay shipping. But this right here, to me, I would just buy the Japan version for 40 bucks, and I would make myself a spacer, and then I can use Japan bits, I can use American bits, because I'm going to have to make myself a spacer that's slightly smaller than this one. And then make sure it stays in the right screwdriver and all those things, because I typically run mine with a bit holder like this one, so I can change bits in it, and that way I just leave it in there pretty much. And so once I make myself a spacer, I'm not going to have to do it again. But I was pretty disappointed that I paid $40 more. I would have just bought me another one of these, hoping that it was just going to be, I'm going to be able to use my bits, won't have to do any kind of modifications or anything like that. So a little bit depressing on that point. I'm going to go ahead and show it to you in action to show you how it works. Again, in case you haven't seen the other video or anything like that, it does charge USB-C right here. And the battery life on these things is really pretty good in my opinion. I mean, I use them for whole entire days, and it just seems to last and last. I don't have to charge it very often. So again, the main places where I use these are on electrical fixtures, switches, receptacles, screwing in these type of screws right here, any kind of machine screw, just so I can save my wrist. It's obviously also going to be faster. So this is that solid green. This is the highest speed that it has, the most amount of torque. If I go in with it, and then see, it went all the way down. And then it will also, you can manually drive the screwdriver, manually break it loose as well without pressing the button. One of the things I like about it, I'll go ahead and swap to the slowest speed, which is that slow blink right there, just to give you an idea of the speed difference. It's also going to be the least amount of torque. And again, now I'll go back in with the highest speed. Let me go ahead and get it set to the highest speed. That's that solid green. But yeah, guys, overall, is it still a good screwdriver? Absolutely. But if I could get the Japan version for 40 bucks, and this one's going to cost me 85 bucks, and I'm still going to have that kind of slop in it, I'm going to buy the Japan one. And basically this spacer, how I made that, again, I got a video for it, it's basically cutting off this right at the top edge of that and sticking it down in there. And then it will stay in there without coming out unless I open up that collet. So I don't ever lose it. And plus, like I said, I pretty much just leave my bit holders in mine for the most part. So once I put one in there, I'm never going to take it back out again anyways. I'm changing my bits right here for the most part. So overall, again, still a good screwdriver. Maybe the price will come down. Maybe this one's going to be harder to get at some point. But like I said, this one is now available on Amazon US. So you can pick this one up. Now, if I had to order it through Amazon Japan, pay exorbitant amount of shipping, I could get this one faster, you know, all those kinds of things. That would play into my decision. But if this is as available to me at 40 bucks as this is at 85, I would buy this one all day long over this one. But that's just my opinion on it. Let me know in the comments below what you think. But I'm just letting you know that this is now an option and letting you know the differences between the Japan version and the US version. You can make that decision for yourself. Hope this video was useful and helpful in some way. You guys stay safe. Have a blessed day. See you on the next video.